What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Battle Spot Live Inverse Edition. This is episode number 10, and that means we're bringing a brand new team today, and I've got a couple of suggested Pokemon from you guys, and a couple of familiar faces that have been on the channel lots, and some Pokemon I just wanted to use, and it doesn't look like a very good team at a glance. In fact, it looks pretty laughable, but these are Pokemon that I just like using, so we're going to go with it. One Pokemon I have not used at all in this generation is Walrein, and the reason that it's on the team is because you guys suggested it. Roman has been suggesting it for several weeks. He's mentioned it a bunch of times, and so have a bunch of other people too. It wasn't just him. Quite a few people were pulling for Walrein, so I have an Assault Vest Walrein. And I think it's packing Ice Beam, Icy Wind to slow things down because Walrein's freaking slow. It's got like base 65 speed and I'm not even invested. So Ice Beam, Icy Wind, Surf, and Super Fang. And Super Fang is very helpful for things that Walrein would not normally be able to hit. And I haven't even recorded Battle Spot in a while, so I don't know how I'm going to jump right into Inverse, but we're going to see how it works. Anyway, I should go over the rest of the team before we run out of time here. I have a Mega Sceptile. It's an all-out special attacking set. I've used it before. I don't know if I've used it before in Inverse, but I figured it would be really, really good because, you know, grass typing is amazing in Inverse. Then we have Dolly, the Meta-type, making his return. It is a Choice Scarf variant. I figured since this is Battle Spot, the Banded variant would not do so well. It needs that extra speed boost. And when it catches something with a high jump kick, something basically is going to die unless it's Bisharp, which 4 times resists it in Inverse. Things like Salamence, not going to take it. Even with the Intimidate, I don't know. Maybe it can. Well, it probably will, because looking at this team, it looks like it's going to be Mega. But then we have Sylveon. Yeah, that'll probably just die in one hit, too. It's crazy powerful. And then we have Mismagius. Spektra is here, ladies and gents. It is packing Nasty Plot and Taunt, as well as Shadow Ball and Dazzling Gleam with a Life Orb. Normally, I like to run Colbur Berry or Leftovers on this set, but I decided to go with Life Orb this time around. Then we have Zoroark, another suggested Pokemon. Quite a few people have been suggesting that I bring one. This particular one is mixed. I wanted to go Life Orb, but I couldn't use 2 Life Orb Pokemon because, unfortunately, Item Clause is a silly thing on Battle Spot, so we're dealing with that. It's got Sucker Punch, Knockoff, Grass Knot, and Flamethrower, and then last but not least, we have Torkoal, physically defensive. It's just there to take hits from Kangaskhan, basically, and it can actually take it on relatively well because it resists Earthquake now. So yeah, it took me way too long to go over the team, but we're getting into our battle here, and my opponent's going to lead off with a Talonflame, and this is actually a pretty decent matchup for me because it just is. It just is. Most of the time, they just go for Brave Bird anyway, and then they get destroyed by a high jump kick. But I'm just going to click high jump kick here. You want to go for Brave Bird? That's not going to kill me unless you are banded. I think if it's banded, it has a chance to kill me. But either it wasn't banded or I don't know what it was. But nope, it's looking like it is Life Orb. So we survive with 5 HP and we get off a high jump kick, and that is a dead Talonflame. So this is getting off to a very good start. How often can you see... How often can you say that you've seen a Meta-type just taking out a Talonflame like that? Doesn't happen too often. But on Inverse, anything is possible. So he's going to go out into his Rotom here, which I'm assuming is Scarfed. That would be the only reason he would bring it out here. Oh, no, he has Protect. That's interesting. You do not see Protect on a Rotom very often. I'm guessing it's like a more defensive variant with Leftovers, and that's why it's carrying the Protect. It's the only thing I could really think of. I mean, I have Protect on my Torkoal to get extra lefties recovery and, you know, stall out burn turns and things. But, yeah, so I'm just going to go out into Sceptile now because he gave away the fact that he is not Choice Scarf, so I really don't have anything to be worried about. And now it comes down to, do I really want to lower my special attack by going for Leaf Storm and getting the guaranteed kill, and also risking the miss? Or do I want to be safe and go for Giga Drain and risk this thing somehow surviving with just a small amount of HP? The answer is I'm going to go for Giga Drain because I feel like that's the safer play. If he lives, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, at least I can't miss. At least I get as much damage off as possible. And yeah, that's going to do about like 95%, and he's going to fire off a Hidden Power. Was that Hidden Power Ice? So this is like offensive Rotom. I mean, if it has hidden power, it has to be offensive, right? So I'm going to go for Dragon Pulse just in case he decides to switch in something for some reason, but he doesn't. He just lets the Rotom go down. I don't know what he was going for there. There was no way I was going to pull a double switch. I mean, unless he just forgot that this is inverse, but he couldn't have because Meditite survived a Brave Bird. So I don't really understand what he was doing there. And unfortunately for me, his last Pokemon is the Suicune. This is really bad for me because he basically gets a free Calm Mind here. I mean, I could Dragon Pulse him, but if he is max HP, which almost all Suicunes are, that's only going to do about like 35-ish% or so. In other words, it's not going to be a 2-hit KO. And then he's just going to get free boosts up and be able to heal off the damage with rest and, yeah, basically lose. So I'm going to allow him to get the boost, but go out into Walrein so I can at least put some pressure on him as he fires off an Ice Beam here. And that is 4 times super effective, but it actually is only 2 times super effective because Thick Fat cancels out at least part of that. Reduces the damage, I should say. So actually, Scald from a Suicune is actually going to be doing a little bit more to me. But still, I took that hit relatively well. Relatively well. It's because Walrein's a fat sack of potatoes, especially with an Assault Vest. And I do actually have a little bit of investment in my physical defense, too. Not a lot. I'm kind of running a weird spread on this thing. But not running any speed. Not that it would matter because Suicune is way faster than Walrein to begin with. So, yeah, I'm going to fire off an Icy Wind here to reduce its speed a little bit, slow it down, and hopefully allow Walrein to get in an extra attack before it goes down. That's what I'm really hoping for. That could really help out, especially because a lot of times Suicune does carry the leftovers, and if it's faster than me, it's going to get, 2 turns of leftovers before I can do anything. And I don't like that so much. So he's taking his time thinking about his move here, but he's just going to go for Scald as expected. Kind of surprised he decided to... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and we're going to miss the Icy Wind. Walrein, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's actually really strange that he went for Ice Beam. So he went for Hidden Power Ice with the Rotom on Mega Sceptile, which 4 times resists it. Then goes out into his Suicune. He has Scald, which is 4 times super effective and would have killed me probably. And instead goes for Ice Beam. I just don't understand. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't understand. And we're not going to get burned, but we're going to miss another Icy Wind. I should have just gone... I was going to say I could have just gone for Super Fang, but that has the same accuracy as Icy Wind, so I probably would have missed 2 of those, too. I guess I should have gone for Ice Beams. That really stinks because that's going to cost us the battle right there. I don't know if he had rest. He did not want to go for Calm Mind, so maybe he was not Crocoon. Or maybe he was Resto Chesto and not Calm Mind. I don't know what's happening here, basically. I have no idea, but it did cost... Oh, wait a minute. He's going to DC. Was that me? Was that me? No, it was not me. It was not me. It was him. He DC'd, not me. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what happened right there, but that was going to be a loss. There was no way I could win at that point. I was going to have to get like double crits on the Dragon Pulse, but I'm pretty sure Scald was just going to kill me. Although, with the way he was playing, he probably would have gone for Ice Beam over and over and over again because he didn't seem to know what he was doing. I don't really know what to count that as. I mean, I guess I should count it as a loss, because I really should not have won that. I mean, maybe I should have if the Icy Winds would have hit, but that's just, that's going a little bit too far. I'm going to count that as a loss. So our record, I don't know what our win record is. I know our loss record was 6 coming into this. So it's 7 now. We're 20-something and 7. That's all I know. So getting into another battle here, and we actually found one very, very quickly, which is a bit unusual for the inverse ladder, especially for this time of night. But I will take it. I'm not going to complain. And we got 2 Americans in a row. That's pretty cool. Better than Japanese players. But unfortunately, we're still looking at standard.jpg for inverse teams. You got the Mega Kangaskhan, the Porygon 2, Superior. Yeah, nothing innovative about this team really at all that I can see. Other than maybe the Meowstic. The Meowstic looks pretty cool. I kind of thinking that might be like light clay with screens to allow the superior / the Vion setup thing to happen, or for Kangaskhan to come in and just kill everything, like set up power-up punches and just win, basically. I'm going to lead off with Zoroark, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully, if Meowstic leads, we can knock off its light clay and reduce the amount of turns that he's getting for free behind the screens. I just realized I did not bring Torkoal, and there's a Kangaskhan. That may not have been a good idea. Also, Roman apparently gives his blessing to this battle because he just gave me a nice down at the bottom there. That is interesting. That is interesting. I think he just does that every time he sees me online now in case I'm recording. I've had a couple people say that they do that, which I guess is cool. I don't know. I don't know. If he could, like, sway the hacks in my favor in this one, that would be pretty cool. That would be cool indeed. Can you pull some strings for me, buddy? Especially after what happened last time. Walrein just not being able to hit a freaking move to save its life. So this thing's actually Calm Mind. Okay. And our Zoroark masquerading as a Sceptile here is going to knock off an item, but it's just going to be a Citrus Berry. I mean, that'll allow me to kill this thing a little bit faster, but that still puts me in a bad spot because I don't have anything to hit this thing with, really. And if he hits me with a Psychic, yeah, it's going to take me all the way down to my Focus Sash. It will be super effective and all that stuff. Let's see. I really don't have anything I want to switch in on this. So what I can do, I guess, is hit him with a Flamethrower. I mean, that's not going to do that much. No, I could probably take one hit with my actual Sceptile. And then I should be able to outspeed and, you know, kill him from there, and it'll be a good time. Well, not kill him, but do a lot of damage at least. Oh, and he goes for Energy Ball this time, predicting the Sceptile? No, he thought that was Sceptile, didn't he? He thought that was really Sceptile, and that's why he went for Energy Ball. How do you... What? Does Sceptile ever carry knockoff? Does it even learn knockoff? It might. It probably does. I feel like that's something that Grovyle would learn. Darn it! I did not do a good job of bluffing the Zoroark there. I guess the knockoff was not enough of a bluff. But now he's going to set up another Calm Mind here. And so he's going to be at +2 special attack, +2 special defense. I just need to get him into a range where Sucker Punch will kill, to be honest. So fire off the Leaf Storm, and we get a critical hit. Thank you, Roman. What was I just saying? I said he blessed this battle, and he most definitely did. He most definitely blessed us in this battle with the hacks that we needed. That was not going to kill in any universe. Not a +2 special defense. It was going to do a lot of damage, and I think it was going to put him into a range where Sucker Punch was going to kill, so I don't think it really matters that much, especially because he has Kangaskhan. And this thing is just going to come in and either Fake Out or Sucker Punch me. So I'm dead anyway. But it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that Roman put in for us. It really doesn't matter what I click here. I can click Leaf Storm and click Giga Drain. I guess I could try to switch. But if he goes for Fake Out and I switch in Mismagius, that's really bad. That is really, really bad. So, especially because I'm going to be counting on Mismagius to deal most of the damage to this thing. Because Life Orb Shadow Ball might kill. Depending on the investment, I don't really know. I don't know my calc on that one. But it's going to be super effective, so it's going to do a lot of damage. But there's the Mega Evolution, of course. Mega Kangaskhan doing his thing. Shiny Mega Kangaskhan, which is something actually you don't really see too often, or at least I don't. But he's going to go for Fake Out, and it's going to take out poor Mega Sceptile in one hit. Doesn't even need the extra hit from the baby. Baby gets the rest this turn. And we're going to go right into Mismagius here, fire off a Shadow Ball, and either kill this thing or get it into a range where we can kill it with a Sucker Punch from Zoroark, and still have our Focus Sash intact, because Zoroark does outspeed Kangaskhan, so even if it has its own Sucker Punch or priority, other than Fake Out, we are good. And that does about like 95%, 90 to 95%. But unfortunately, Kangaskhan is going to pull through and survive. I don't know if that was a damage roll or we ended up getting a higher damage roll. That's also possible. I really don't know my calc on that. I also don't know what the investment on this Kangaskhan was. So there's that. Kangaskhan has a lot of bulk anyway, though. It's pretty hard to take down in one hit, especially... I was about to say, especially if you're not hitting it with a super effective move, but I did hit it with a super effective move. Anyway, I do naturally outspeed this. I don't know if he's going to want to go for Sucker Punch. I don't know if he even has it, to be honest. But I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go for Sucker Punch here. Yeah, I was kind of thinking he might try to switch and come back in and fake out me to finish things off. But I really could not afford to take that risk because Sucker Punch most likely was just going to kill me. You know, and it obviously kills me right through my Focus Sash, and it just would have not been a good time. And now we have Breloom coming out here, and this is going to come down to a couple of things. If he's Focus Sash and he has Spore, I lose. Most of them are Focus Sash, so we'll see right here as I'm going to fire off a knockoff. He does not go for the Mach Punch, and he is Rocky Helmet of all things. Rocky Helmet Breloom, is that a thing? Is that a thing? I'm not sure if I've ever seen that before, but this is inverse, and I guess sometimes people just use different things. But it also could be a typing thing too, because of the fact that it's inverse. A grass typing is actually a very, very good defensive and offensive typing, to be honest, in inverse. And Breloom is like a full stop to Talonflame in inverse because it 4 times resists Brave Bird, and it resists the, not Flame Charge, Flare Blitz, there we go. So basically, it's a great stop to Talonflame. You can hit it with Mach Punches, Force Palms, Bullet Seeds too. Bullet Seeds would probably be the most effective thing, although I guess that would be a little bit more effective if you had Technician, but still. I didn't even think of that. That actually might be something that I want to try. Defensive Poison Heal Breloom on Inverse. I'm actually running out of time to record Inverse. I need to sit down one of these days coming up, because I got about, what, 13 days? So just under 2 weeks before the new season starts. And Inverse, yeah, it's already over. I let it go by and didn't record more. I wanted to record at least 20 episodes, but that's not going to happen. But I want to sit down and record a whole bunch of these, a couple of sessions. That way we can even prolong it into after when Inverse would actually be available. Just to keep the series going because I enjoy it and you guys enjoy it. At least it seems like it, at least. I said at least way too many times there, but you get my point. So we're getting into another battle here. This will be the last one for this episode because we're already at about 17 and a half minutes. But who's counting? We have what appears to be Charizard Y. I guess that this is Charizard Y here. You got Goodra, Exploud, which is very dangerous in inverse. That Boom Burst just is disgusting. Thankfully, Exploud is also very slow, unless this one is Scarfed. But looking at his team, it's looking like that Diggersby is going to be Scarfed. And that is actually very scary. Actually, looking at his team is super slow. The fastest thing he has going on this team is a base 100 Charizard, which is nothing for Battle Spot. That is nothing, which means Meditite outspeeds everything on his team unless something is Choice Scarfed. And I'm not sure what that would be. Like I said, it looks like it's going to be Diggersby, but I'm not positive. Diggersby also is a huge threat in inverse. It's disgustingly good. It is disgustingly good. So I'm going to lead off with Sceptile again. I feel like I've led off with Sceptile a few times. Actually, no. You know what? Last time I led off with Zoroark, who was pretending to be Sceptile, and not very well either, because it still drew an Energy Ball, and then I switched in the real Sceptile, and I was sad. So, yeah, we're going to bring Meditite, too, because I want Meditite to kill something, and if that is Charizard Y, Meditite's going to demolish it. So, yeah, Charizard Y, not going to be a problem, as long as Meditite is around and does not miss a high jump kick. So, he's actually going to lead off with the Zard, and this is great for me, because I have Sceptile out here. Giga Drain is 4 times super effective on Zard X and Zard Y. So, and he's going to leave it in. He's going to leave it in for me to just kill it. I don't really understand that. I mean, I guess he figured he did not have a switch in. That must mean he doesn't have Diggersby. Or he just didn't want Diggersby to take any damage. He might be relying on it to take a hit and kill me with an Earthquake or something. I don't really know, but it is going to be Charizard Y. I can actually finish my words. As I suspected, and he's going to get the sun up, but it's going to be in vain, because he is going to go down in one hit to a 4-time super effective Giga Drain from my lovely Mega Sceptile here, and we will see what he goes into. It's going to be the Chestnut. That is not a switch in to Mega Sceptile, my friend. Are you just conceding defeat already? I don't know if Giga Drain will kill. I guess it depends on if this thing is especially defensive or not, but with my whole team intact, I really have no reason to risk Leaf Storm, so I'm just going to go for Giga Drain, and I'm guessing that was either offensive or physically defensive because Chestnut is going down. So we are in a fantastic position here. We've taken out 2 of his Pokemon and have not taken a hit, and his last Pokemon is going to be the Exploud here. So I'm going to go for Leaf Storm because there's really no reason for me to worry about it now, and wow, that did not do nearly as much as I thought it would. Is that Assault Vest? Well, the Boom Burst just destroys my life. Wow, you know what? That's probably max HP. That's got to be max HP Choice Specs. Man, that just O-code me. That just O-code me. That is ridiculous. That's a neutral hit, too. I mean, Sceptile is not the bulkiest thing around, but still. Exploud. That's another Pokemon I got to try in Inverse. I don't use it a whole lot, especially because everyone just uses the similar sets. But I should try it in Inverse just for the sake of it being broken. But we're going to be able to come in with Mismagius and finish it off. So it was not Scarf. I'm pretty sure it had to be max HP specs. Unless it doesn't need specs to kill Sceptile, in which case Sceptile really needs to bulk itself up a little bit. I don't know, eat some more calories or something. You need to be able to take at least the neutral hit. Granted, it's a stab Boom Burst, but still. So anyway, that is going to be, what's that, 3 victories for us today? It's a really fast episode, too. So we are off to a pretty decent start here with this team, although, Walrein, buddy, you got to find your glasses for next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like, rating, or a comment, or whatever you'd like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.